Welcome to Christine's Musings, where she shares thoughtful moments from her day.
Welcome back to Christine's Studio. I'm Christine, and I'm going to share with you my teachable moments with 3 of the works that I have tacked up on the wall. My teachable moment came when I was visiting my daughter in Florida and noticed a bird at her bird feeder that was the most amazing, beautiful bird. And I shouted to everyone and said, come look. And my daughter came in, her name is Holly, and she said, "Oh, that's Just." And she gave me the name of what she thought was the bird. Well, that stuck in my mind, and I wrote a blog about it's just, that nothing is just. But I wanted to share with you what I went through to try to capture this most beautiful bird in my studio when I returned home. The first bird that I have here, this one, is the first one I did. The bird I saw at my daughter's feeder had a beautiful, beautiful blue head, and it had beautiful, colorful wings, yellow and green and gold, and a beautiful red breast. And when I originally did this piece, it had feet down here. And I thought, okay, this piece is finished. And I sent a picture of it to a friend of mine, and she said, I said, now give me a critique, be honest, be very honest. And I knew there was something wrong with the piece. I thought maybe it was the head, wasn't too sure. The feet were really kind of nice, but you can't see them anymore. And she wrote back and she said, way too stiff for you. And the minute she said that, I knew she was right. And I thought of that little drinking bird as a kid that bobbed up and down like this, very stiff little bird, and put its head in a glass of water and moved up and down, up and down. I thought, that's what this bird is. But I thought, well, okay, it's a good piece. I said, just leave it, let it go. I love the details in the body of the work. It's very thick paint, and the yellow and the green blend together, and it becomes a wonderful appearance like of some feathers. So I tried again. Didn't have this on it. Didn't have this on it when I shared it with her. Tried again. Thought, all right, let's try to capture this beautiful, beautiful bird that I saw. And I'm just going to do one, not going vertical, I'll do it horizontal, and I'll do a fluffy bird because the bird was sitting on the ground and it was all fluffed up and the wind was blowing at it. And I thought, well, just do a fluffy bird, and perhaps I can capture this bird the way I want to capture it. I just love the vibrant blue head that moves into the red belly and transfers over to the yellow-green feathers and his wings. The depiction of Linus and his form of reasoning, how his mind thinks, all these swirly lines and thoughts, make a nice balance between the mechanical and the organic. And I thought, well, okay, this is pretty cool. This captures it. I like it, but it just didn't have the essence of that bird that I saw. I still wasn't satisfied. I was still struggling with the bird, and I thought, well, okay, should you try another one? And I started another big one, and these are 30 by 40. I started another big one, and I thought, really, this needs to be a teachable moment for you. Move from these 2 pieces, try to capture in a smaller piece a bird that you saw, and move on from there. So I changed the piece that I started for trying to capture again the challenge of this teachable moment, trying to capture again this beautiful, beautiful bird, and it became a figure, which I'll share with you at another time because it's not quite finished yet. But what I did with these pieces, they were very teachable moment. I came up with a brand new concept, a brand new idea. I collect wind-up toys. Wind-up toys just fascinate me. This is one that I collected. It's a very, very old duck. It's got rust on it, and dirt, and you can just imagine some child playing with this wonderful, wonderful wind-up toy. Doesn't even work anymore, but it's the idea. You know, it has great history, and it goes with my Gears series. But I also collect, I have about 5 or 6 antique toy, wind-up toys, but I also collect modern antique toys. This one is so much fun, and it's got a super big key and these little wheels move around, and some little kids come into the studio, and I'll frequently I think I have 8 of them now. I'll frequently put them on the table or on the floor, and kids play with it while I talk to their parents about art. So anyway, I thought, okay, these wind-up toys, because they fit in my Gears series, and they make me think of the contrast between the mechanical and the very organic, which I've been writing about for quite a long time. And it's not an either-or situation. It is a situation where both exist. It's dependent on how they exist. So I thought, well, since this one reminded me of that very stiff toy, I'm going to put a key on it. I'm going to give it wheels, and I'm going to imagine it moving like I did the other toy. And it became just a wonderful teachable moment about combining things, putting them together, letting the organic and the mechanical work, and have a perfectly enjoyable moment. This one even became larger as I carried the idea even further. I gave the toy wind up, but I also named this piece Linus, thinking of the work in the cartoon Peanuts and the character Linus and his philosophical sense of life. And I gave this bird the combination, the two things that happen, the balance between thinking philosophically, thinking creatively, having beliefs, and finding yourself and who you are, which was what Linus was all about. And I wrote a nice little blog on Linus and some of his philosophy and some of his famous quotes. But then I also added the key and the wheel and ladders to get up to Linus. And it became another teachable moment. I realized that I could combine the two things. I realized I could learn from what wasn't turning out to be that beautiful little bird that I saw at my daughter's house. And instead, I expanded the whole idea and love how it fits into my Gears series. Now I take you to the last piece. Because I didn't want to not learn from the whole situation and not paint this beautiful bird, I decided to do a small piece of this bird. It was called a painted bunting. It was this beautiful with the red breast and the yellow and green feathers and the wonderful, wonderful blue head. And this bird, for me, captures the essence of the bird I saw at my daughter's house. And no, it's not a big piece, but it's a beautiful little piece capturing the essence of that beautiful painted bunting. And I did have wonderful teaching moments as I created in my studio. Thanks for coming again to Christine's studio. I hope you come back and listen to some other things that I taught when I talk about my new works. I'm doing a peacock right now. I think that'll be the end of the birds for a while. And I'm also doing a piece, portrait of a girl with a baseball cap and some feathers and about eagles flying. So look forward to that. Plus, I am now posting all my blogs on YouTube, and I hope you have a chance to listen to some of them.
Visit Christine's website at christinealfrey.com to read more musings, or watch them right here on her YouTube page.